judging from his word. I'm speaking about Vitaly. He always speaks how scared he is, and I will be surprised if he doesn't touch this topic today. So let's make a bet. And I think we can feel it by his trembling and confident voice and this unassertive posture and how we enter the scene, obviously. And what a great thing, Vitaly, you are doing for us, inspiring us to fight this with your example. And speaking seriously, I guess we all know that Vitaly is the most talented speaker of our club. We are living in sort of a Vitaly's era of speaking, especially after Iva's departure, who contested him, and he probably went to people who can listen better. It's your fault that Iva left. Your fault, guys. But still, natural speaker, very eloquent, very incarnating, and I remember this vampire by Vitaly, and basically visiting my nightmares now and then still. And when Vitaly speaks, you can never get enough of him. Never get enough of him. And I believe someday we probably will erect a bronze statue of him. Not we, I think next generations will. Next generations, and maybe he will be sitting on a horse and with his beautiful gestures and stuff. In his suit, of course, because we know the only guy who can have a suit in this club. So we had other guy in a suit, but he didn't last long. He was imposter. He was imposter, and here's the guy in the suit, and he looks like he just showed up after the funeral of his grandmother, or just missed the door and going to preach us. And I believe if he were a preacher of Protestant church, he would be sort of very successful one, easily persuade all his followers to sell their apartments, the stuff that Protestant preachers normally do. And as I mentioned, we can never get enough of Vitaly and his speaking ability to deliver speech is not always in the same pace as the ability to generate ideas. I remember the times when Vitaly was delivering speech every week, and Graham was evaluating him every week. Like today, it's good old times. We were so much younger and more attractive too. And basically this speech was about this fair of speaking, and it felt like it's the same speech just broken out in week-long pauses. And with all this greatness, Vera once decided to sort of challenge him and roast Vitaly, roast our beautiful guy, and all this greatness blinded her, and she believed that probably it's sort of a blasphemy or sacrilege to roast Vitaly. No. And instead she decided to roast herself and praise Vitaly. And normally during the roast, the person who is roasted is supposed to feel uncomfortable, and his or her spiritual body is supposed to shrivel a little bit and then hide behind the table, and from behind the table ask sometimes, "Is it over? Have he finished already?" And when Vera was roasting Vitaly's stance become straight, his shoulders become wider, he gets taller, maybe 10 inches taller, and his inner body grow enormously so that he covered basically the half of this room. And I hope this is not the case today. So I guess I need to finish. And I don't know about you guys, but I really liked it. I like roasting people, so if you want some good roast, just call me. I can do it privately for you. And yeah, hope to deliver a couple of roasts.
It means when you get the one with the first place, it means that it's only judge's choice. But when you get people's choice, it means that you are the best.
Well, thank you. I am deeply honored to receive these awards, and it's kind of a triple honor. First of all, I'm honored that I had an opportunity to face the other contestants, who are the best of the best. And it was a delight as well as it was a challenge. I won, and I'm very grateful because I saw prominent speakers today, and it was an opportunity for me to battle them. Second honor is that I am within the Toastmasters international organization which issued this certificate. Now, if it wasn't for the Toastmasters International, I would have never, ever participated in this contest. I would never, ever known that there is such thing as evaluating other people, as giving speeches to the audience, and all the other things. The third, and for me the most valuable one, valor of my life, is to represent the ArtTalkers Club. Because it is my home club, and it is not a simple word home just to show where I've originated from. It is something that gave me strength to go further. It is something that created me the way I am now. So this high award was indeed given me. I was awarded on Division M. This here award is much higher for me. It is the People's Choice Award from the ArtTalkers Club. From the people who I know for several years. The people who guided me, people who taught me what I know right now. All those of you who are sitting and looking at me right now, you have created me who I am now. And without you, I wouldn't be able to achieve anything. So no matter how high I go, I always remember the place where I've started. The place where I know that I will see smiles on the faces of people. It is not about trophies. Although I'm thankful and grateful, and I'm delighted, and of course, I'm pleased to receive something. But it is always about this magnificent feeling of fun, feeling of drive, feeling of energy that comes streaming down on you when you're on the stage, especially when you're doing it in your own club, where you know all these people, and the people know you, and they know that sometimes you look like, and that kind of stuff. But it's refreshing. So thank you, dear audience, for letting me, for teaching me how to achieve greater heights. Thank you for making me who I am, and thank you for this energy that drives me further. Thank you so much.
Of the good old days, when they started people who had genuine values, like Jimmy Stewart and Gregory Peck. These guys are long dead, but they exemplified an era that is in which men were men and women were women, and there wasn't much confusion about it, at least not in public. Actually, there was confusion, but they kept quiet about it. And here's a little anecdote. Anita Luce wrote a book, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. It was made into a movie starring Marilyn Monroe. And this was in the 50s. And they said, Anita, what are you going to do for a next book? And she said, gentlemen prefer gentlemen. And that was Hollywood in the 1950s. But the thing that I like about these old movies was that even though there was a double standard, well, there was a double standard. There was a double standard where Rock Hudson, who was as gay as they come, apparently could act like a real He-Man, and we all believed it. And he portrayed the values that we all wanted to have, and the hypocrisy wasn't evident. So Hollywood was making feel-good movies that may not have betrayed, may not have represented reality, but they represented our best aspirations. And that's what I like about black and white movies. They inspired us to be the best, whether or not they really meant it sincerely or not. They inspired us and we loved it.
So red is the color of passion and what else? And love, right? And it's also the summer color of my skin. So if you grew up in a village and then however see young pigs, then it's sort of almost identical. They have equally red skin as mine with this light blonde small hairs. And what I do to make it lighter is sort of my struggle from early childhood, because I can easily got a sunburn, and at some point my skin could be not just red, it could be like beetroot color, purple, so you can light your photography lamp with it without any artificial lighting. In winter I'm getting a bit lighter, so my skin is a bit paler, and summer is where I become my real self, a big like pinky creature, which every one of you know. I guess that's it.
To orangeade, but lemonade rhymes even better with accolade, so I would actually give the accolade to lemonade, and it does actually know a little bit about lemon. Did you know, I think somebody wrote a pop song sometime about 500 years ago when I was fairly young, and it was called Saffron Yellow, or the famous Saffron Yellow. Do you know where saffron comes from?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Saffron, to my surprise, actually comes from the yellow crocus, or a member of the crocus family. I'm looking at our biologist there, which is fascinating. Of course, you know, go to an Indian restaurant, or especially a Spanish restaurant, and they make their mashi rice. That's just known as saffron rice. But the other great thing about lemonade is that why should I give the accolade to it? Is that a story told to me, not me, I think at my brother's wedding. My brother was even older than I am, so it was going back quite a few years. And this was a story of a man. He went into a pub and he had a lemon in his ear. But of course people said, thank you, Mr. Timer, show me a lemon colour. I said, what are you doing with a lemon in your ear? He said, well, I don't really need a hearing aid. What I prefer is lemonade. Thank you.
For me, but maybe I start from some distant scenes. It's person's mood. And there are a lot of psychological studies that argues about this effect. Some of them say that the effect is strong, others argue that the impact is weaker, but nevertheless the majority of scientists agree that some impact persists and some colors can affect person's mood and psychological state. Well, maybe it's well known that red color is can activate have activate an impact on the mood. And as for me personally, I noticed that this is really true. And if in a monitor of computer there are a lot of red objects, it may make me more cheer and force me to work harder. And at the same time, more soft colors like pink or slightly yellow color can be and maybe not yellow but blue color, and if it's not strong well, not strong, it can also have a relaxing effect. And this is used by engineers to make the teams more productive. So when a team works in a room with red walls, it can be more productive, but if the team works in a room with blue or some other color, it could be more relaxing. So the impact is definitely present, and this could be a subject for further investigation.
It's a bit brownish color, but I really like it because when you go abroad, actually in any country, when you go to, let's say, Spain or Italy, they talk usually to me in Italian, so they consider myself as Italian. And every time I must say, okay, I cannot speak in Italian. Once when I went to US, they started immediately in the shop to speak to me in Spanish. I was like, I don't understand you. And she was like, really? She continued to speak in Spanish with me. I said, yes, really, I cannot understand you. Please speak in English. The same thing when I go to any Arabian countries, to Egypt, they consider myself as Arabic. So I think this is a very nice, the color I really appreciate it, because when you go outside, you need just one day to have a suntan. When you go abroad, everybody consider yourself as a local, so I can merge easily. Yeah, so I really like my color. I advise you to use some, color coloring to make the same effect. It could be great. You should try it.
It's my credo. Always buy clothes of different colors and wear them to the Toastmasters meeting. That's my credo. I always change colors. You know, when I feel in a certain mood, like I'm very passionate about something, I'm wearing red. When I'm very sad about something, I'm wearing blue, if you know what I mean. When I'm really angry, I wear dark red, and so on. Seriously, you gotta be kidding me. I'm a man, I know 3 colors. It's black, white, and dirty. And with regards to clothes, that's all. I don't know, man. I know few men who can distinguish colors like maroon, like lemon like yellow, and that kind of thing. I'm, you know, John Dalton. I'm his disease. I'm an incarnation of him. Red, black, white, red, yellow, green, and brown, maybe sometimes. When I'm feeling very good, I can distinguish that color. So I don't choose clothes because of the color. I choose clothes because of how they fit me, and yes, tend to dress in certain colors. Yes, I tend to. I have kind of like a uniform, and maybe someone saw me in this costume already. Sometimes. So this is how I tend to dress. However, to be frank and completely honest, in my everyday life, I do tend to notice the difference in colors. And I trust me, I know it's hard to believe, but I wear yellow, red, black, white, brown sometimes. So that's a very nice question about colors. I love it because it really affects who we are. For me, this is my club suit, and I'm proud to wear it. Thank you very much.
Don't suit my appearance, and then I put it away and searching for the other one. What I also do not like, it is because we talked about black and white, and I do not like this so much distinguish so strict differences. For example, I do not like the морячка type, stripes of white and blue. Yes, it is very, for me, it is very open, very strict. Because you know, our colors, it makes us. It influences us also, I believe, and maybe subconsciously it influences us, this kind of streaks, to be also this way, like forward, how to say, very strictful, yes, thank you. In my life, I prefer and I learn to be more flexible. That is why I try to have in my wardrobe not the stripes, I don't like them. I like more to have flowers on my dresses, to have something undistinguished, how to say.
I remember it was a long time you decided to use the time, you made the decision to use the time when Vera and Vitaly are here, and you finally got it. It was cool, thank you very much. You know that, first of all, that I would like to know that your sense of humor, as Vera already said, is gorgeous. You know that there shouldn't be a joke, there shouldn't be even something funny, but you make it in that way that you made us laugh, you made us smile, you made us laugh. Your choices were great, because I mean the choices of examples of how to present Vitaly to us were perfect, because we all had such memories or recalls or association you gave us. We all remember that vampire picture. Yes, we could imagine his an extraordinary way he gives his speeches, and your examples were bright to recall and to understand what you mean. They were very bright, especially like the priest of the Protestant church. It was the ideal one for me, because I even imagined that one and trying to just give a picture.
Colors, come on guys.
Okay, one more era of speaking. I like the era of Vitaly speaking. You know, it was a very bright example, because we know that when he is on the stage, we can learn a lot, we can have fun, and his speeches are always bright, and you explained it in such nice expression as an era of Vitaly speaking. The only one thing as a room for improvement conclusion you made was like, ask me, I will come and make a roast for you. What I lacked maybe some more vivid conclusion. What was your idea? What did you want? That we recalled, we understood, but what was the main idea? This is the one thing I lacked in your roast speech. Thank you very much. Vera's speech. Let me invite to the stage Viktor Fursov to evaluate Vera's speech.
Thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, very pleasant idea to be in Toastmasters and to think about awards. Because actually, Ukrainian society is also competitive society, like Japanese or maybe rotating American society. Ukrainian rotating society has very few awards, by the way, a job or in our community. That's why in our very small community, we have unique opportunity and possibility to fight for award in Toastmasters International Contest. That's why this idea was really beautiful to create this imaginative award. Nevertheless, despite we are talking about imaginative award, probably one didn't get it yet. This is just attracted this idea. This is very nice. If you are talking about something, if you are dreaming about something, this stuff is coming to us. And also I think so, that even if you see just in this in our schedule, everyone, most of us, we have a kind of a small awards with the labels. Competent communicator, advanced communicator, bronze or silver, distinguished, very distinguished. That's also awards from Toastmasters, and that's really great. And also I really love this idea that Ivan was evaluated by Vera, and as I would say from white and black movies, it reminded me the movie Caucasian Captive Woman, when this lady was a really nice sports lady, not a member of a youth organization, but very nice lady. So, and to be evaluated by nice lady, this is also a great encouragement for Ivan, I guess. So, at least it will give him a great enthusiasm, because evaluation was really with dedication, with sacrifices, with compliments, with some positive thoughts, and of course, definitely it was done to keep intrigue. I like it very much. To keep intrigue till maybe the last minute, who is who. Because I already had few different versions about it. Nevertheless, this idea was really nice. And what's about not criticizing, but a little bit space for improvement. I would add a little bit the idea of Toastmasters. Because always, and when I'm talking about people who is inside Toastmasters, I say, welcome to Toastmasters Ukraine. Because this is a good place for self-development, for developing speaking skills, to develop your listening, speaking, writing and hearing skills, and everyone can get this award on voluntary basis, just because it's developing yourself, not somebody else, because you will do it at home, thinking, writing, reading, typing, and just maybe translating some movies to catch some very nice ideas for the presentation here. And of course I wish for Ivan and for Vera to go forward for this nice award, but somebody will evaluate both of you and give you just a good award to your fans. Really, it would be a very good idea, and I wish it sincerely. Thank you.
And to evaluate.
What came to mind hearing Vitali's speech was from the country and western tradition in America. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. Yeah. Humility doesn't come naturally to you, Vitali, for a very obvious reason, because you're very good. And that presents a challenge in itself, because false modesty rings false. So let me tell you what I like about it. You gave thanks to the organization, to Toastmasters International and to ArtTalkers. And I don't think we taught you much of anything, but we did give you an opportunity to develop yourself, and that you have done. So you can say, yes, I'm grateful to the people in this room who supported me, which we did, helped me along, gave me advice, but don't lay it on too thick because you did it yourself and you have the talent to do it yourself. So be careful with that. The other thing I think that you might keep in mind is this is a place where we serve each other, and I think that you could take credit as well for that, because you help people, you help other people develop their talents. And this is one of the advantages of being a strong speaker, is that you have something to share, you share willingly, and this is an opportunity to contribute. So you fulfill yourself by using the talent that you have to give to other people. But I think that you might have expressed that. Overall, I think an excellent speech. Now, accolades come your way just as a matter of course. I voted for you as best table topics, and I would not be surprised if you won it again. It hardly seems fair. You win it all the time, but the fact is that you're good, and you have to just recognize it, deal with it, and recognize that other people recognize it. So accept it with as a fact, but with a little humility and not false humility.
What I always like in Yulia's table topic session is that the questions she chooses are always interesting, are always creative, but easy to answer at the same time. That is very important because, as you know, the best table topic master is that one that involves the audience to the discussion, not that one that asks the questions very difficult one when the audience is thinking, oh my God, what could I answer to this question? No, the best table topic master is asking the questions that are great for everyone to answer, that gives us the opportunity to answer and lots of space to answer, to use our personal stories, to use our imagination and all the rest. Thank you, Yulia. The only thing I would like to mention, it's like a recommendation for you for the future. You are great as a table topic master. Why do you neglect this role all the time? Just grab this role as more as possible, because you are really very, very good table topic master. Thank you, Yulia. Applause for Yulia. Our first speaker was Graham. Yeah. Applause for Graham. What I like in your speech, in your answer, when you shared with us your attitude to black and white movies. Yes, personally, I also like black and white movies, but you do it the way, in a very inspiring way, that I think that everyone in this audience would like to see these films, such as Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and other films. You always inspire the audience. When you are talking about something, people would like to follow you, to follow your ideas, to follow what you like. And it's really great, and I like that. When you start our table topic session, because we have inspiration for the whole table topic session. Thank you. Our second speaker was Ivan. Ivan, what I like the most about you is your sense of humor. Really. I know only one person who can talk about his color of skin, compare it with pig's color of skin, and at the same time keep it smiling, and no frustration, no confusion, really. I think that only those people have really a good sense of humor, who can laugh at yourself and joke at yourself. Thank you for your answer. You're great as usually. Our first speaker was Michael. Michael, what I like about you is your contact with the audience. You shared with us personal stories, but at the same time, you ask questions. You ask us questions. And the audience was involved, and it's great when the speaker not just talking about his own ideas, but when the speaker involves the audience into discussion. Thank you, Michael. Our fourth speaker was Dmitry. Dmitry, what I like about you is your self-confidence. You are a member of Toastmasters not so long, yeah, but each time you come to the stage, you feel very comfortable. You have a good eye contact with the audience. You shared with us your ideas, your attitude about colors and how colors influence you. It's really great, and I like the way you behave on the stage. Just come to the stage as more as possible because you're really a very good speaker, and I'm looking forward to listen to your prepared speeches. Thank you. Our next speaker was Oля. Oля, what I like about you, you came to the stage, you answered the question, and then, in the end of our table topic session, we got to know that you answered the question you would like to answer. You had another question, and you followed the best principle of Toastmasters table topic session. If you do not know what to talk about, how to answer the question, just choose the one you would like to answer, and that's all. And feel as confident as you felt on the stage. Thank you. Our next speaker was Vlada. Vlada, who shared with us her feelings, how would she feel if he had such a wonderful view from her window as blue ocean. What I like about Vlada, you always smile when coming to the stage. You can know the answer to the question, you could be a volunteer. There are different situations, but each time you come to the stage, you just look at everyone and smile. Thank you, Vlada. You are like a sun in our club. Thank you. Our next speaker after Vlada, sorry. After Vlada was Vera. Vera, what I like in your story. Your stories are always descriptive. When you were talking about this ostrich behind your back, I almost felt this ostrich behind my back. And it's really a very great peculiarity of all your speeches and all your stories. They are always descriptive. Thank you. Our last speaker for today was Vitaly. Not last. Vitaly, what would you like to say about your answer? You are the first man who agreed that yes, men do not distinguish colors.
Obvious.
I know, it's obvious, I know it. But usually men say, no, it's not right. You girls say that we are not distinguishing colors, but it's not true. You are the first one who just came to the stage and said, yes, we know only 3 colors, black, white, and dirty. Thank you, Vitaly. Great explanation. And our last speaker for today was Oля. Oля, what I like about you, about your speeches, about you at all, is that you are a very inspiring person. And even talking about colors, you told us that even choosing for your dress for today, for the other day, you always focus on your inspiration. So you just stand up, you just open your wardrobe and understand, oh, today I have such mood, I will choose this dress, or this one, or this one. I always like to listen to your answers, always like when you participate in our table topic session, because you are a very inspiring person. Thank you, and that's all. And now is a very, very important moment. I'm going to announce table topic winner for today, and